Today we are finally reviewing Ann Taylor LOFT, and I have a few new in pieces from LOFT to share with you as well. This is highly requested, so I hope you enjoy it. Sit back, relax, and let's get started. Let's start with Ann Taylor first. I have gone straight to the new arrivals tab, and it looks like some pre-fall merchandise has started trickling in. The first 3 items are listed as best sellers, starting with this mock neck sweater shell, which I see nothing wrong with. I think it probably would make a great shell underlayer, first layer piece if you wanted to wear it under a blazer or a cardigan. It's a viscose nylon, so that's kind of okay. I'm sure it's very comfortable, and it looks like it has a nice fit to it. It comes in a wide range of colors. However, I'd probably just focus on some neutrals unless these other colors are part of your color palette. Next up, this must be a popular pant. This is the modern wide leg trouser pant, and I'm liking the look of this. It has a 32-inch inseam, which is fantastic for my 5'7" frame. That would probably hit the top of my foot, maybe even a little more so, that I can get away with wearing a small kitten heel with it, just for reference. And it says it's a high rise. It sits about a ½ inch to 1 inch below the natural waist. It looks like it's coming up pretty low on this model. When it comes to high rise, mid rise, sometimes it's such a minimal difference between the two that depending on your body type, a mid rise might come higher versus lower on somebody else's body type. So I always suggest to try it on and see what works best for you. Now, colors are going to be pretty hot for the fall season, mostly jewel tones, but I think we're going to see variations of that as well. Like for example, cobalt is going to be a really hot color, but you might see some lighter shades like this one here. Grape royal purple is also going to be really hot, but there's going to be shades lighter than that, like this lavender pant. Here they have this model wearing burgundy and lavender. What are your thoughts on that color combination? I know they are kind of in the same family because the burgundy has some blue in it, and of course so does the purple color. And so they do complement each other well. I think they make a good combination. I don't think it's one that I would wear, but then again, I'm not a purple type of gal. I think it's lovely, and if it's something that works for you, let me know if that's something that you would put together for yourself. These are a polyester rayon blend, which, I mean, trousers, it's kind of hard to find trousers that don't have some polyester in them. You'd have to go much higher on a price point to get wool, although it's not impossible. These are priced at $149. I love a lot of things about them, but perhaps not the fabric. Another bestseller is this ruffle collar shirt, and I think this looks darling. This has very much of a Cezanne vibe to it, with this embroidery and a little bit of sheer on the puff sleeve shoulder. I think it's really pretty. It's on sale right now. And I like how they styled it with this monochromatic look with a matching pair of trousers and belt. I think this looks really chic. This next look is for the ankle pant, but I love this entire look with this cape cropped trench coat. It just looks so chic. As soon as I saw this, I tried to look for that cape trench, and it doesn't seem that it's available. I don't know if it's an old style, but perhaps maybe it's a little sneak peek of what's to come, and maybe it's a fall item that might be released a little later on. And if that's going to be the case, which I hope it is, I am definitely adding this to cart. It just looks so interesting. It reminds me of one that Cause has been doing for a couple of seasons, trench that is also like a cape. And I tried that a while back, but I didn't keep it. And I kind of regret it now because it is really a gorgeous item and perfect for the season coming up. Back to these pants, these Eve ankle pants. I think they look great. They're like a nice slim cigarette style straight leg pants. I like that they're ankle length. On here, it says that it's a 27.5, which is perfect. It would hit me at my ankle. My inseam is a 28, hitting me right at my ankle. So just for reference. And it says it's a mid-rise, sits about 2¼ inches below the natural waist. So that's kind of low, but again, I would try them on. I think they look really wonderful on this model. So definitely worth experimenting with, and it's a 94% cotton, 6% spandex mix. Moving on to the split neck sheath dress. You can argue that this looks classic and timeless. I think it has a little bit of a dated style. I don't like this collar detail. The split neck detail can often look a little dated. The length appears to be just below the knee, so depending on your height, it could be a little less flattering than flattering, and especially you have to be careful with your shoe choice in that case. You don't want anything else cutting off your leg. So I would definitely be a little weary of this one. I think we could do better. This scalloped Henley sweater looks lovely. I think it just seems like a classic simple style knit. Again, it has a little bit of a Cezanne essence to it with that scallop neckline. It's also short sleeve, but they're not terribly short, and it's 100% cotton, so I think that's a good find. This trouser jean looks interesting. The leg opening has a nice flare to it. It's a nice wide leg without being extremely oversized. This also has a 32-inch inseam, which makes for a great length. There are petite options as well. For example, this petite option here is a 29.5. This particular pant is a cotton polyester blend with 1% spandex. I do have to say I have seen 100% cotton on the LOFT, so I would hold out for 100% cotton if that's your preference, but this polyester would probably help soften up the pant a little bit. However, the cotton that I've been finding on LOFT is nice and soft and doesn't feel overly rigid at all. So that's just a little food for thought there. I'm not really crazy about this type of pocket. I think it is not really flattering on the booty. I would much prefer real pockets in the back. This belted tweed crew neck jacket is listed as a bestseller. It's a lovely light blue and it feels very ladylike and very proper. It is 100% polyester and it has a tailored fit. I mean, I think it's lovely if you don't mind the material. I would dress it down with a pair of jeans. This little sweater has a bit of a texture on it. It almost looks like a honeycomb texture. I think it's lovely and has a great selection of colors. However, it is a cotton polyester blend. I think you can find this in full cotton easily, or even a merino wool. So I think it's lovely, but I think we could do better than that. The Bridget pant is a bestseller, and I love the slim style of this. It's a straight leg, has a very tailored fit to it, and it is a high rise, sits about 1/2 inch to 1 inch below the natural waist. It's a 30.5 inch inseam, which would probably brush the top of my foot, similar to the way this model looks, and she's got it with a kitten heel, which I think looks fine. These also are a polyester rayon blend, so I think that's probably just typical of Ann Taylor trousers. This blazer and pant set looks lovely for the office. Plaid check is very in. This has such a town and country vibe to it, which is a really hot trend going into fall. The style of the blazer is double-breasted, but it looks like it has a nice fitted, tailored look to it, and it looks luscious paired here with the burgundy color. These would make great separates as well, as the model is demonstrating. Probably worth the investment because it looks like it's a timeless set that could stand the test of time. Love it. And speaking of a jacket and trouser set, this too looks fantastic. It's in this rich, dark burgundy color. It almost looked chocolate brown to me. It does not have a collar, but it has a nice slimming silhouette to it, and then it just goes right into these slim style straight leg trousers, and these trousers are longer than the ones before them, 32.5 for this one. This has a little bit of an 80s vibe to it if you ask me, the way the blazer is designed, but it definitely also seems very modern for today as well. I'm really liking this one. Something I would stay away from, however, is this floral embroidered cardigan. I think this pattern is just a little too frumpy. I don't like the way it's just on the front and then the buttons interrupted, and it's just wrong. I would stay away from this one. Here's a dress in a darker purple. I wouldn't exactly say it's grape, but it's definitely leaning in that direction. And I wouldn't say I'm really crazy about the style of this dress. It is classic and timeless, but it doesn't feel contemporary at all. But there's nothing wrong with it, except of course the material is not fantastic. This next skirt set almost caught my eye because skirt sets are going to be pretty big for the fall season. It is one of those ladylike trends that's really going to be happening. Whereas the lady jacket was trending on its own for quite some time, now they've added the skirt into the mix, and you have to have a lady skirt set in order to be on trend, which of course is not necessary, but that's what the trend is calling for now, is a skirt set. And I almost said that I liked this one. However, it says that it's in Ponte, and I don't think a jacket in Ponte would give you the look that you're looking for. I think a jacket should have a little more structure to it and a little more just substance. And I feel like a Ponte is a little too flimsy and thin and doesn't have that rigidity that you want out of a lady jacket or out of a blazer in general. I would probably stay away from this set. Next up are some faux leather flare pants. Now these seem fine, simple basic leather pant, but what really caught my eye, of course, was this caped trench coat. And again, it's not coming up as being available at the moment, and I hope it's a new piece that is yet to come in, because this too is really quite stunning. And I'll certainly keep my eye on it for you and let you know maybe in the community page if it's available, if you're interested. This is a gorgeous piece, love that. And the flare trousers are fine for being flare trousers. This belted dress is very sweet, has some puff sleeves and a belt through the middle, has an A-line skirt, and it's rather short. I mean, not too short, it's above the knee. I think this is a very pretty, very feminine, simple style dress. 100% cotton, so you can't go wrong there. This tweed jacket and matching dress. I think this has a very old money classic style to it, very Jackie O, I guess. I wouldn't say it's very contemporary or modern, but it has a classic timeless feel to it. Maybe it's a little Chanel-esque. Personally, I would skip the dress and go for just the jacket and pair the jacket with a solid pair of trousers or even a pair of jeans. Oh, I think they heard me, because here's that same jacket with a pair of jeans, and these are the perfect straight jean. If they could fit like this, I say that they're near perfect because they have a great slim silhouette to them. They are a mid-rise, but again, try them on. They do look like they're coming up a little low on the model. You can see the length of the rise. It does appear to be short, so that'd be something to look out for. But the length is a 31, which would be close to the top of my foot, probably similar to the way it fits on this model. And I love it paired with this little flat shoe. This is a great outfit. A nice classic lady-like sophisticated outfit. I think this is a perfect way to style that tweed blazer. This fabric's not so bad. It's a cotton lyocell as opposed to the cotton polyester we saw before. So this is an improvement. This mixed media sweater dress, no, I would stay away from this. I think it looks a little matronly. The pleats are not really a trend right now, those types of pleats. I think they're pretty much out of trend, so I would not go for this. There's definitely better options out there. This mixed media crew neck t-shirt, I would skip it. Why do you need to have a polyester t-shirt? Makes no sense. So this is definitely a pass. And this next item is going to be a pass as well. The satin midi skirt with a paisley detail. It looks like fish. It looks like fish are swimming on the bottom of her skirt. This is not a good look. It's also a very bad length, and then it's also drawing attention to that area because you have that big bold red detail down there with the paisley, and it's just sending your eye to that unflattering length. This is a definite no. Sadly, this floral pleated midi dress is also not a vibe, I think. It looks a little too matronly, again, with the pleated detail at the bottom. It's just not reading as being a very modern style, so I would skip over that. This lace collar blouse, it's totally giving Cezanne vibes. In fact, I think a pattern like this is very similar to one on their website. If this is your romantic feminine vibe, I think this one is lovely. But then again, I'd probably just go on Cezanne's website and buy one there. However, they'd probably be about $125 there, and this one is on sale for under $90. Also, you'd get better fabric on Cezanne because you're gonna get full cotton over there, and this is 100% polyester. So looks pretty, but you can definitely do better. These trouser jeans, although I like the silhouette of them and the dark wash looks very elevated, I don't like the darting in the front. I think it calls attention to that area if you're trying to conceal it. It's not very flattering. And also the pockets in the back are not my favorite. I would probably stay away from these. There's better options out there. All right, here's another plaid blazer set. It looks like you can have an option of a trouser or a midi dress, and either option I think looks fantastic. Now this is how I would probably do a blazer with a dress, because this strapless dress definitely has a more modern feel to it. Wear it to the office with the blazer on top and then take that off for drinks after dinner. I like the slim column style of it. I think this one is really chic and very feminine. This Geo Blouson sleeve shirt. I'm going to leave this one up to you. Let me know what you think of the poofy sleeves in this pattern and just the overall look of this blouse. I'm very curious to see what your thoughts are. So leave me a comment below and let me know your opinion on this one. All right, this lace trim V-neck tank top. This is highly on trend right now. Anything lace trimmed is going to be very hot for the fall season. I think this little cami makes a great first layer to wear under a blazer, under a cardigan, under a blouse, perhaps even on its own if you want to do that as well. I think this is beautiful. This will most likely turn into a hot seller, and it is on sale right now. Sadly, it is polyester, and you can easily find this in a silk if you want to spend more money. At $55.87, 25% off, it seems a little high to spend on a lace polyester item. I actually saw somebody that I follow on Instagram, and she went thrifting for all her lace pieces and made out like a bandit. So I have the idea now that I want to go thrift shopping for anything lace trimmed, and I think that's probably a brilliant idea. This modern trench coat looks gorgeous with the exception of the fabric. The seagrass color is really nice. I love the look of this. It's beautiful, and then of course it comes in black as well. It's $239. Let me know if you're starting to feel like Ann Taylor pricing is a little steep for the quality. I do like the look of this trench vest, this pinstripe long line vest with matching trousers. The only thing that's bothering me are the pockets on the chest here. I don't even think they're real pockets. They're, oh, you know what? It's not even a pocket. It's like, I mean, I guess it's mimicking a trench. So you're gonna have that detail there, which I mean, I guess is okay. I love that it's belted and that it's sleeveless. I think this is pretty chic. And the trousers have a flare to them. So I love the look of this. It does have a bit of a 70s vibe to it. I'm really digging it. I like it. What I don't like is this next approach towards a lace trim top. This is how I probably would not do it. I think this definitely has an outdated feel to it, a little old-fashioned. All right, here is a full midi skirt that I do think looks lovely. This is a nice silhouette. It's a 97% cotton, 3% spandex. Great casual midi length skirt. This one is definitely a nice option to consider. Here's a pair of trousers, 100% cotton. It's one of the few that we've seen that are all cotton. They have a decent looking silhouette to them. I'm not crazy about the belt. It does say adjustable belt, but it doesn't say that it's removable. But again, it has those welt pockets that I'm not a fan of. However, in this trouser, it doesn't look as bad as the pair of jeans. What I wanted to call out is how they have a couple of different models styling them. This model here, it's definitely apparent that they're too short for her. You could see that it is not brushing the top of her foot versus this one here, it's closer to the top of the foot. It's brushing the top of the foot, and that would look a little more appropriate. Like that's the right length versus the other one. I hope you could see the difference, that it's just too short. And so just that 1 or 2 inches can really make a difference. Paisley slip dress, I would pass on it. I think a paisley pattern like this looks a little out of style. This chunky sweater tee, I think we could do better. The fabric is not up to par. Loving this belted vest in plaid with the matching trousers. And it has a matching blazer to make a 3-piece set if you want. This floral satin cowl neck top, I don't think the pattern itself is that bothersome to me, but I'm not a fan of a cowl neck detail. However, this one is not that extreme. This one looks nice. I like it paired with the black skirt and the white trousers. Okay, we've gone through the first page. I'm going to look at the accessories and then we'll jump into the loft. These mixed metal drop earrings look beautiful. That great vintage statement vibe about them. I think that's really lovely. This beaded necklace is great. I think beads are going to continue to be on trend. Also, these triangle stone stud earrings have a vintage vibe to them, very on trend as well. Rectangular shell looking earrings. I love this little mini crossbody bag in the snake python print. There's also a snake clutch bag. This one looks great too. If you want to play around with animal print for the season, I think a little bag like this is a great visual interest for your outfit. Suede, of course, is going to be really huge for fall. It's not going anywhere. So these suede pumps look fantastic. Nice and small heel, pointed toe. And if you don't fancy a heel, this flat version is great too. Leopard print too. Love that. That looks great. They don't look too fallish yet. I don't see any boots. Still a lot of sandals and open toe. There's just a small selection of closed toe options here. We're about halfway through this video and I hope you're finding it helpful and informative. If you are, please take a second and give this video a big thumbs up and let YouTube know that you're enjoying it. And if you're new here, hello, my name is Maria. This channel is all about sophisticated modern fashion for the woman over 40 or any age for that matter, because I don't think you should put an age limit on sophisticated style. So all ages are welcome. You'll see a lot of fashion reviews, fashion hauls, styling tips, and definitely a lot of fashion trends on this channel. So I hope that you'll join me. Let's see what LOFT has. I'm on the new arrivals tab, and the first thing is this ruffly dress, which doesn't read very fall to me. So I'm wondering if they have their pre-fall or any fall merchandise out yet. But let's just dive in and see what we have here. A little shimmer ruffle midi dress. It has a darling cut to it. I mean, I think it's really pretty and feminine. Honestly, the pattern doesn't even really bother me all that much. I don't think it's a pattern I would wear, but it does have a youthful vibe to it. I mean, I hate to put an age limit on it, but I can see a younger woman wearing it. Of course, you know, the fabric, it is polyester. For the most part, I think if you shop at LOFT or at Ann Taylor, you are probably familiar with the fabrics that they offer, and it is kind of expected if you're familiar with these brands. The modern everyday shirt, this looks fantastic. I like this light blue color. I've always wanted a light blue color like this in my closet, and I've never quite committed to one. The next shirt is a utility style shirt. It has some big pockets here, although they look quite flat, so it doesn't look like they're adding additional volume here at the chest. It is a crop style, and it does have a little bit of a boxy fit. So either one of these I think would be fine, whether it's this utility one or the one before it. And there's a pleated skirt that I think definitely reads really schoolgirl, youthful. Yeah, it's not my favorite. Box pleat was kind of a big trend last year. I'm not really seeing it so much this year. I wouldn't say it's out of style, but it's definitely not a big trend like it was a year ago. I would also skip this smocked strappy maxi pocket dress. I don't like this pattern. The ruching up here on the top, the bodice, is stunning, but I don't like the tiered skirt, and I'm just not a fan of this pattern. I would completely skip this little mini flounce dress. It reads like high school girl going to her first dance. Yeah, definitely not a vibe. This denim shirt jacket, I think this looks fine if you are looking for like a denim overshirt. It just reads more as a oversized shirt rather than a shacket. And I know definitely those fleece plaid shackets that were in for a few years are definitely out of season now. However, a denim shirt jacket like this, I mean, I think it's pretty classic if you want something like that. Here is a paisley midi skirt. It's made of polyester, and I think we could definitely do better than that. Quince has some amazing midi skirts that are washable silk. I would not recommend a polyester skirt when I think you can get a washable silk at pretty much similar price, if not a little better, you know, more bang for your buck. Let's jump over to these high-rise trouser jeans in rinse wash. The wash looks great, nice and dark, great for the fall season. However, I feel like the pants are even ill-fitting on this model. I was looking at the fabric. They are a cotton lyocell. I don't think I like the button detail on the front. Of course, it has those pockets in the back that I'm not crazy about. I would pass on these. There's definitely better options. All right, I was gonna say that this cardigan looks really darling, and I like that she has the little neck scarf on with it, but then I took a closer look and it looks like it is actually lined with this cotton poplin shirt to make it look like you have a shirt underneath. Honestly, I think that bothers me a little bit. I feel like if I want to layer something, I'm gonna layer it and not have something fake underneath pretending like it's layered. I don't know, this is kind of bothering me a little bit. I did like that it was 100% cotton though, so that's a win. Cardigan itself is really darling. I don't even mind the puff sleeve, but I don't like that it's attached to this lining of a shirt underneath. Let me know if something like that kind of icks you out or if you don't mind it. I do like this stripe ruched mixed media shell. I like the little frilliness on the trim. Oversized jersey modern tee. This looks great for being an oversized shirt, and it is a cotton blend. All right, next up are the high-rise Barrel jeans in authentic dark wash, and I actually picked these up. Barrel is going to continue to be a hot trend for the fall season, not going anywhere anytime soon. We're still embracing that curved style of the jeans. Curves in general are going to be hot for fall, so just think of an hourglass shape and recreating that. Shapes just in general. So these caught my eye because they don't have an extreme barrel leg. I love the wash. I love that they're high rise, and honestly I think that these fit great. For being 100% cotton, they feel really soft. They don't feel like an overly stiff, rigid jean at all. They have the 28 inseam, which hit me perfectly at my ankle. I love them with a little flat. I love them with a heel. They look great with something tucked into them. I think if you want to experiment with barrel leg jeans, I think this is a fantastic option. I think I bought it at full price, but right now it's 40% off, so definitely worth a try. And they do have a petite and a tall option as well. Yeah, this was 100% a good find for me, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be keeping them. If you haven't noticed, this is definitely not looking to be a pre-fall selection here, so they've probably yet to come out with that. It definitely looks like this is on major clearance right now, so maybe I'll revisit this later, but let's just go through a few more items. This plaid Eisenhower jacket, I don't think I'm crazy about this one. I'm not fond of the pockets or the gold buttons in this case. Usually gold buttons don't bother me, but here they're looking a little cheap. And if you're going to go for a polyester rayon jacket like this, I would rather look at the ones that we saw on Ann Taylor. It would be a better option in this case. Here are some plaid slim pants. These look really nice to me. It's a nice simple check plaid pattern. They're a 27 inseam on the ankle. I like the look of this. I actually even like them with the loafers. It's not bothering me. It's certainly not something I would probably wear. I'd feel like it's a little too masculine for me. I always like my shoe to have a little more of a feminine touch to it. Well, that's not entirely true because I do enjoy a boat shoe on occasion, and that can feel a little masculine. I mean, I would probably do a boat shoe with this instead of a loafer, and that's just a preference thing. But the slim of the pants with a little bit of a clunkier shoe, even though it's not like lug sole like, we used to see several years back, but it's still, a heavier shoe. I like that look. The rise, it says it's only a 10.5, but it doesn't look like it's overly short on this model. Maybe she is really short-waisted and it's not looking like it's that low on her. But again, it's just a matter of trying things and seeing what works for you. Here we see the same plaid in a wide leg version. I actually honestly think I like the slim version better in this case. It does have a little bit of a higher rise, about 1.5 inches higher than the other one, and it's a 31 inseam. I feel like I'd like the rise on this one better, but the slim leg and the inseam better on the other one. This does have a 31 inseam, so you can wear a flat shoe with it. And of course, there is a petite option as well. I don't know, if I had to pick between the two, I'd actually go with the slimmer version, even though I'm such a wide leg fan. Here's an asymmetrical ruched top, and I love the look of this one. Comes in black and in white. It's a cotton modal and spandex, so I like that very much. If this ruched top fits anything like this off the shoulder top, this is also from the Loft, and this is a size medium. I think it fits a little too small. I would have preferred to get a size large in this, knowing how it fits me. So just keep that in mind if these have similar fits to them, that I would have preferred to go up a size. I just feel like it's a little restricting on me. And especially since I'm broad-shouldered, I like to usually go to a size large on tops to just ensure that it would fall off the shoulder on me. But this looks fantastic, and it's under $30. I think this one's a great find. Here is a very pretty top with a sweetheart neckline. It's a lace trim blouse, and I love the little lace dainty detail on it. It has a very pretty silhouette, but it does have that under boob detail here, which I've called out in other videos as being a little bothersome. I just feel like where a woman's chest sits on her body can vary. I think I have a lot of length from here, and I feel like my boobs sit a little low. Not that they're droopy, but they're just situated a little lower on my body. So sometimes I have trouble with tops like this because the little cut comes a little too high. So it's just something that you have to play around with. Kind of like the rise on a pair of trousers. You have to see what works with you and what doesn't. Here's another off the shoulder top. I love the look of this, but I'm not a fan of the mesh sleeves. I would almost want to rip the sleeves off of this. I just don't think it's necessary. If you wanted to add a sleeve to this, why not just keep it in the same fabric as the rest of the top? I feel like it's a very unnecessary detail in this case, so I would probably stay away from this one strictly because of those sleeves. I wish they designed that just a little better. Here's a pretty little cami. It has a little bit of a boho vibe to it. Very sweet and romantic and feminine as well. A little ruffly detail. If you're looking for something like that, this one looks adorable. Loving this ruched dress here with the off-the-shoulder detail. Has some ruching through the middle, the one shoulder here. I wish I saw this when I placed my order because this one is stunning. And it is a 57 cotton 38 modal 5 spandex. So, you know, jersey material. The olive green color is also lovely, but I think I would opt for this in black. Okay, this faux suede moto jacket. I think this is a great price at under $100. I mean, a moto jacket has a classic essence about it. I wouldn't say it's a trendy item with the exception of the fact that it's a faux suede material. However, if you like this style and you're a moto jacket kind of gal, all right, here is a denim square neck pocket vest, and I picked this one up. I love this one. I love the square neck detail. I love the thicker straps here on the vest that you could wear a full bra with it. I love that it has a little bit of a taper, so it outlines your silhouette and gives you a little bit of an hourglass feel. And that little V notch at the bottom, also very flattering. This denim dress is lovely. I like the silhouette. I like the length of it. I love that she's got it paired with boots, and they're a tall boot. They're not an ankle booty that is cutting her off. So that is definitely the right way to style this dress. Again, you do have to make sure that it fits you correctly on the chest because it does have that seam going across the front of it. So you want to make sure that your girls are situated in the right place. Next up is this pleated side slit top. I actually grabbed this in a white in the size medium. It does mention here that it runs slightly small, and I have to agree. I felt like it is a little tight on me and just a little too tight through my chest. So for that reason, I would probably size up to a large in this. And luckily there are sizes here that I'm going to exchange this. It's on sale. I do love the neckline and the little ruching here on the shoulders. It also tapers into the waistline, and it gives you a little bit of an accentuation on the waist, also a little bit of ruching. And you can leave it out because it has a slit on the side to help elongate your leg here. So there's no need to really tuck this top in. And for that reason, I really like it. There's this wide sleeve sweater jacket, and I picked this one up as well. And I like it. I picked it up in a medium. I think it looks great. I'm modeling it as fully closed, but you can see that the model here in the website has it opened. I feel like it was giving a little bit of a Jenny Kane vibe. You know, that sweater that's so popular from Jenny Kane. It has a little bit of that hourglass silhouette, and that's kind of the feel I had on this. However, this doesn't have those big pockets in the front, which really bother me on the Jenny Kane sweater. I feel like they're adding bulk where you don't want them to. Nevertheless, though, I think it's a lovely sweater, good transition piece. And it has a full size range right now. Also, it has a petite option too. It has a little bit of a bell sleeve, but nothing overly large or bothersome. Next up, we have the poplin cutout back tunic shirt. I actually picked this one up because I was, of course, drawn to that cutout in the back. I love that detail. I think it's so chic. It also has these two little drawstrings that you could nip in the waist as much as you want. And I love the look of that because it's a white button-up shirt that you can actually leave out, because you have that great hourglass figure and it's very flattering even though it is a longer top. I also like leaving the last few buttons unbuttoned so that you create that V shape. And when you nip in the waist a little more, it opens up the bottom of the shirt, allowing for your pants to show through and elongating your silhouette even though you're wearing such a long top. So that is like a flattering way to style the top without feeling like you're cutting your body off and shortening yourself. It does have some longer cuffs here too, so that's another added detail that I think is so interesting. Oh, here is a strapless poplin mixed media pocket dress, and I also picked this one up as well. I'm pretty sure I'm definitely keeping this for my upcoming vacation that I have coming up at the beginning of September for my birthday. I love this because I think it's a dress that could be worn casually or even worn out to a casual dinner. So either from day to night. I love that it is all cotton. It has a little bit more of a jersey, kind of like this material on top. It's ruched. And then it has a poplin skirt. It has pockets, which are fantastic. It's nice and flowy, so even though it's kind of a midi style, it actually hits a little past the calf, so it's a little more of a maxi, which adds to it being a little more flattering. And I really, really love this one. I'm glad that it still has some stock available, but this is definitely a favorite, and it's under $50, and it also has petite stock as well. So if you're okay with wearing something strapless, and this is nice and tight on top, and it really holds in place, so you don't have to worry about constantly like trying to shift it. I think this is a super flattering dress, and definitely one that you can carry on into next year as well. If you want to pick it up now at the end of the season sale and save it for next year, this one I think is fantastic. I'm seeing this paisley chiffon ruffle top. I mean, if you're going to do a paisley, it's okay. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm trying to be too nice lately because I don't want to be yelled at. I would probably stay away from this, and also with the ruffling detail, and it's probably all just a little too much. I would also stay away from this midi dress. The color is lovely, but I'm not quite sure I'm liking the pattern that's on here. This kind of does read to me as a house dress. I don't think it's something that would be worn outside. This little denim dress with the mini bows here, I would have to say I think bows are definitely on their way out. But of course you can argue that a bow is a bow. Why would it go in or out of style? But I think we saw so much of it that, you know, it became a trend that was really crazy. And now you can notice that bows aren't really the hot thing that they were last year, for example. But I mean, this is darling dress, and it, you know, has a youthful vibe to it with the puff sleeves and being a little mini. I'd also stay away from this bandana print paisley dress. I mean, it does have a very, very Western vibe to it, but definitely not a pattern that feels fashion forward. Same with this paisley midi pocket dress. Just doesn't have a fashion forward feel to it. Or this garden smocked midi dress, which is kind of scary because these are all listed as best sellers. So women are still gravitating to these patterns. If they're still gravitating to these type of patterns, it means that designers are still going to be producing them. As long as women are buying them, they're going to keep making them. Now, here's a pattern that doesn't bother me as much. This has a little bit of a Missoni vibe to it with a little wavy line pattern. I think it's a better choice if you want to go for a pattern. Definitely feels like a lot of the really, really good stuff have already sold out. Like this little striped cotton wide leg pant. This little set is really darling. Looks great for any of those last minute vacations that you want to take, or I think it's just a nice minimal chic looking outfit that you can wear, you know, in your everyday as well. And it also was cotton and linen. No wonder it went fast because this was probably one of the better items on the website. So items like this is what you want to look out for. You just have to like really dig and find the gems. And obviously everyone already did because only the extra small is left on this. And the tank has better sizing than the pants do. I always hate that, how one sells out more than the other and then you can't really buy them as a set anymore because one of them's already gone. All right, here's a pair of barrel trousers, which I think look really great. They have some sizing left. They have a 28-inch inseam, which is great, and it looks like it has a nice, naturally high waist. It's definitely a little more understated in the black as a barrel trouser than in denim, for example. And I love the way this is styled. The little black and white tank is also available, thank goodness, because this makes like a really nice, very chic looking, fresh and very current type of outfit. I really like this. Here's a paisley type of scarf detail done 3 different ways, and I actually don't mind any one of them. I think they would be great in a vacation setting, and there is stock left in all of them, so if you're looking for a last minute or maybe something for next year. One looks like a great sarong, also some pants that would look great thrown over a bikini or a dress that you might want to run and have lunch from the beach. Here's a little striped dress that has a very Chanel-esque vibe to it, and it has some stock left. I think it's darling. I do wish it had a little bit of a thicker strap on it, but I like that it's over the knee, but it's not super mini. It does have a horizontal stripe, so if you're concerned if that's going to make you look wider, I think having the line down the middle really helps to take your focus away from the stripes because it's breaking the line. I did a little digging and found a few more gems like this flouncy top and matching trousers. This shimmery top is giving me 70s vibes, and lots of tops are on mega sale. It's really worth a look. Loving this boat neck and white trousers. It's the summer outfit you didn't have, and this poplin skirt is also available in 2 colors. Let's not forget the great items I showed you last week, like the top I'm wearing and these wide leg trousers. This summer tank top is a year-round staple, and this tube top that has a little peplum style. And this darling dress makes for a great beach cover-up. Looking at accessories and shoes, I think the shoes I showed you last week, the little ballet flats, are one of the best things on the website. I do think you have to consider maybe sizing up half a size if you have a wider foot. I have bunions, and so I just needed a little more width in the front to be more comfortable, but if you don't have an issue like that, you'd probably be fine. There's some gorgeous earring options as well, like these hammered earrings, and these flower stud earrings are beautiful. This double hoop earring is lovely. A fish drop earring, but they're a very abstract fish that they don't really look like a fish, but they're giving a nod to that fish trend. I think that's really cool. These shell stud earrings have a great vintage vibe about them. Love those. These triple drop earrings are also stunning. I think there's a lot of stunning jewelry options. Oh, these are another one. I picked up a second pair of raffia earrings. I have another pair. I'll show you both of them, but I love these. Beautiful, great summer piece. I'll have these for next year too, because raffia is a summer staple. All the links to my Loft and Ann Taylor favorites will be in the description box below in case you'd like to shop any of these items. Please make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't yet already. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. I do promise I will try to do this again later in the season, because I feel like I really didn't deliver on the Loft in this case. Unfortunately, it didn't have new stock, and that's too bad. But maybe you can stock up on some of those end of season deals if you found anything that you liked. But we'll definitely return to this on a later date. Thank you again so much for watching. I appreciate it so very much. I'll see you soon in the next video, and have a wonderful day. Bye.